Hello, hello, hello. We are back. It is Thursday. It is Spice Night. Yes, yes. Once again, Spice Night. Thank you all for joining us. As you come on, go ahead and share it out because y'all, it's about to be real, real good and not just good. It's about to be good. Very good. So we are now on episode
37.
37.
37. Yes, yes, yes. And so, as y'all can see, we have our special guest back because she was in demand, baby. She's in demand. Okay.
Yes.
So, we have Miss Ella Inspires. Coach Ella is back, our soul purpose coach. She set it off last week and she came back this week to do the same thing. So, let's get into this. First of all, my name is Renette, aka the Next Level Chick.
I'm your CEO partner, Latoya Frazier.
And I am Coach Gail Benson, your certified master life coach.
All right, and we also have Simply Tammy. She is not here today in person, but she is here in spirit, and she'll be back next week. But we'll bring out the Tammy-isms as we go through the podcast. Okay, so yes, 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 we're super excited, and as y'all know, this is Coach Ella. Coach Ella, can you go ahead and say who you are again quickly, and then I'll read the episode stuff. You on mute.
Got to get that mute right. Hello, everyone. Hello, Spicy Squad. I'm a Spicy Squad as well. I'm
Yes,
Miss
you are.
Ella Inspires. I am your soul purpose coach, and I'm here to talk about writing our news story, Forgiveness Part 2. So, the power of forgiveness, release, heal, and restore.
Yes.
So, stay tuned. You're in for a treat tonight.
Amen. Amen. Release, heal, and restore. So last week on the Spicy Season Sisters, we dug deep into the power of forgiveness. We unpacked the truth that forgiveness isn't about letting someone else off the hook. It's about unhooking your own self from the pain, the resentment, and the cycles that keep you stale, stuck, and stagnant. We reminded ourselves that forgiveness is a glow up move. That's right, glow up. We have to glow up so we can go up. It restores your peace, it reclaims your energy, and it reopens the door to joy, abundance, and freedom, and allows you to step into that spicy life. We also challenge the myth that forgiveness equals weakness. It does not. That is a lie, a whole lie. Instead, we reframed it as the ultimate power move for women 40 plus because letting go is the boldest way to say, I choose me. And we definitely are here to push that narrative to choose yourself. So we know that glowing up and forgiving, that's a way to move forward and live that spicy life. So we get ready to get into it. We're going to buckle up and ride. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm so super excited. I just want to scream, but let me get myself together. So I don't know if we talked about this or not last week, but we need to talk about it again. So, and I think we might have, and this is important. So, how I want each one of you all to kind of talk about like how you handle forgiveness. It may be like, do you get over it quickly? Do you have to like let things marinate and process, or do you like hold on for dear life? I ain't gonna never forget. So, how does that go for you?
I'll start.
Okay.
So for me, I think it's different based on the situation and the individuals that's involved. But at the end of the day, I forgive for me, not necessarily for the other person. I forgive for me. I don't want to hold on to that. So I have to, I'm a processor. So I do process um, the situation, the things that happened. But if I'm going to continue to deal with them, it depends. There's a lot of factors that's involved. I can forgive you without inviting you back into my space.
Absolutely.
Mhm. So
Love
yeah, I
that.
think it depends on the situation and the parties involved.
Okay. Gotcha.
Absolutely. I will follow behind Latoya, and I will admit that in my previous life, I would hold on to a grudge, baby. I would cut you off like you never existed. And I would continue to hold on to that pain or that event, whatever it was, to fuel me to continue to keep you cut off. I would remind myself what you did so that I would be able to sever the tie and I would handle you as such, or not. Through growth, and going through a group therapy program. I've had my own events in my life that have charged me and forced me to grow, and to heal and to learn more about myself and what forgiveness truly means to me and how I go through the forgiveness process. I agree with Latoya. It definitely depends on the event and who it was, because things can happen with people that you don't hold any weight, they don't have any weight in your life. But then there's people in our lives that we hold very near and dear to us, and their decisions and actions weigh very heavy on us. So on, those catalysts and those factors, I've learned to figure out and look at me as to why I put so much weight or I give so much power and energy to those people. And I have to find my way to that forgiveness um, place and space. It's not immediate. It takes a lot of prayer, a lot of talking to myself, a lot of rationalizing, and realizing that once I release it, the removal is my reward, to release that trauma, or to release the energy that I've given to those people, whether they earned or deserved that position in my life or not. It starts with me. I gave them that power over me. I'm the one holding on to it. I have to learn how to let it go.
That was
Woo!
good.
Woo, 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 woo. Baby, that was good. Good.
Yeah.
Lord, you just shut it down right there. Okay. So I like how you talked about the growth. And as we get older, we do grow. I'm still growing in that. Like Latoya said, and you said, it definitely depends on the situation and circumstances, most definitely. Um, and I think a lot of my forgiveness things come in with other things that have happened. I just seem to kind of sometimes go back to where it was and bring back the old and get all in my head and in my feelings. And so what I've learned to do is to process, because I wasn't a processor, baby. Let me just say who I used to be. I was just gonna cuss you out and be done and go off and not think about it, not give two flips and be done with you, and that's it. Now I will, because I understand that words hurt, words kill, and they can never be taken back. So even though I might feel so angry and I might not know if I'm gonna be able to really get through the forgiveness, I don't want to sever anything for life at this point,
Right.
because I can't control what I might say. And I'm still at that point where I might not be able to, control it if I say it. But as long as I keep my mouth closed, I'm good. If I open my mouth, don't push me, because it ain't going to be nice.
Right.
Okay? Let me be quiet.
Right.
Let me process, because I'm not Latoya. I wasn't a processor. I wasn't like that. But I'm at a space, I'm at this big age now where I can do better and be better and process, because that was none of my portion back in the day. So I'm growing in forgiveness.
I love it.
Yes.
Let's see. Would you like for us to begin?
I want you to say your thing with forgiveness, and then we got to hear your story. That powerful story, yes, but what is your thought? You kind of gave it to us last night, but we recapping and letting everybody know. Yes.
For me, forgiveness is more than, it is healing. It's allowed me to be in this space where I don't have to feel that hold any longer. Forgiveness came at a great challenge for me. And I walked in that unforgiveness. And like I said last week, I carried it like medals. You're not going to get me to forgive what you did to my child. I don't care who you are. I want to see you hurt. And holding on to that, keep it being bound to the pain only kept me bound to more regret, more grief, more things that I knew that was interrupting the right way to handle my total freedom.
Mm.
And in order for me to have total freedom, I had to learn how to release and let go. And I had to reclaim my peace, because that's exactly how you guide, yourself to that place where now you're in the power of forgiveness. But I wanted to reclaim my peace. I needed to reclaim it without expecting anyone to come and apologize to me too.
Right.
Now
Oh, I love
that
that.
piece right there,
Right.
their
Mhm.
apology is your
Mhm.
freedom.
Right.
And I had to recall that
Mhm.
over and over. You're not going to get an apology, Ella. You're not going to get an apology from your mom. You're not going to get an apology from your ex-husband, what he did. You're not going to get an apology from these people. But you have to
Mhm.
realize their apology isn't your freedom.
Mhm.
So that became
Wow.
my a part of my foundation. I think there's a variety of things that become the framework to help you with forgiveness work.
Right.
So,
Mm.
or became a part of my language that I had to learn to repeat over and over again.
Absolutely. I love that. So before you
Yeah.
go into your story, I want us to, because people might be coming in from work or just trying to get themselves centered and grounded. So you are the queen of, those breathing techniques, the soul purpose coach. And so we would love to get some instruction and some of those breathing techniques, because a lot of people may not have experienced it, may not understand it. And if you start to do it, it really helps get you through the forgiveness portion
Mhm.
and also just through life. So,
Just life.
Coach Ella.
Breathing actually has helped me more than just through unforgiveness. It's been a catalyst to help me through the different illnesses, diseases in my body, because it attacks the nervous system. And so the parasympathetic system that is inside our body, we have to learn to bring it back to homeostasis. So that's where we have our woo-saw moment, and you're not feeling fight, fight, freeze, but we're feeling like we're, soaking it up on a beach somewhere. So we're going to just do a very simple breathing technique that I have learned. We're just going to get comfortable, everyone. Get nestled in your seat. You can place your hands on your lap. You can turn your hands up, or you can place them downward. Whatever you're feeling tonight, that's where I want to take you. I don't want to bring a lot of rules. I just want you to just be and be comfortable. I want you to inhale deeply through your nose. And as you're inhaling through your nose, I want you to get into the mindset of saying, receive peace. Hold gently. I choose peace. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Release the pain. Release the pain. Let's try it one more time. Inhale deeply through your nose. Think of the word receive peace. Hold gently. I choose peace. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Release the pain. Now I want you to repeat after me. I let go. I receive peace.
I let go.
I
I
I
let
let,
go.
See.
I receive peace.
I let go. I receive peace. Let's see if we can do it together. I
I
let
let
go.
go
Let go.
and
I
I
receive
receive
peace.
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 Let's do it one more time, because it's something about when we can just all say it, that energy that we're pulling forth. I
I
let
let go.
go.
I let go.
I
I
I
receive.
receive
receive
peace.
peace.
Yes. You feel it? You feel the difference? That's where we're
Mhm.
today.
Yes.
That's how we
Thank you. That was so helpful. I let go, I receive
receive
peace. A
I
peace.
very
receive peace.
simple technique that
Mhm.
can really ground you and bring you back to a space and place to be centered so
That's
that you can move forward and not be mad and
right.
carrying it on. And so as we move forward, Miss Ella has a story. It blew me away. And it gives me more respect and admiration for her today. Just that one story, but it's so many that we've
Mm.
talked about. But I asked her specifically to please share this story because I just think it's so powerful. So you're on.
Mm. Oh, wow. Thank you for this return. And not only that, but to share a story that I normally don't share. And Coach Renette has given me this space here, this safe space to be able to share. And I'm very open and I'm ready to share it. So here's how this happened in my life when I was in the seventh grade. I was actually entering the eighth grade and didn't get to finish the eighth grade. But so here's a piece of my journey that shaped who I am today. So back in junior high school, I was dating my then boyfriend, who also later became my husband and the father of my three children. I had an experience where I trusted him and I really looked up to him, although the abuse had already started. But I didn't have an outlet to share it with anyone. This particular time, I had went on in my classroom. I thought he was going to his classroom, and he kept coming to the window and asking me to come out, and I didn't want to. I really enjoyed being in this particular classroom. It was the English class, and it was my one of my favorite teachers, Mr. Hauge. And all of a sudden, he uh, rushed in the classroom. Drugs started dragging me out of the classroom, and the teacher comes to my aid and tries to stop him. Now, mind you, he's very built, about 6 foot at the time, and very powerful. And he turns and punches the teacher in the jaw, breaking his jaw. And he finished dragging me out into the hallway, and he helps me stand up and he says, "See what you made me do."
Mhm.
I was done. I gulped it. I took it in. I believed what he was telling me. And we took off running. It was on the news, it was in the newspaper. He was sent away because of the offense that he caused harm to the teacher, was expelled. I never went back. I was so ashamed. I felt so unprotected. My mother never did anything. He came back in my life and it only got worse. It didn't get better. But I carried that embarrassment for years. Actually, I had forgotten why I didn't finish school because I had buried it so deep. And I had to realize one day, why did I leave school? I left school because of that situation. And I just left I just left it alone and I just kept living and I just kept going until one day I couldn't live like that any longer. And I started making plans because it got really bad in that life, even after that had happened. But like I said, no one came to protect me. No one reached out to say, you need to leave him alone. And my mother said these words to me. She said, you made your bed, now you got to lie in it.
Mm.
And I took that and I ran with it. And I stayed for 13 years. But the real turning point was learning to forgive. Not just forgiving that individual, but also forgiving myself. And why I didn't finish school. I wasn't equipped to even help my children through some of their homework because I wasn't equipped. I left school at such a young age. And that journey led me to go back and get my GED at 30, my bachelor's at 45, and my master's at 50. So when I say it's never too late to rewrite your story and step into your purpose, I mean it. That's the heart of what I do now. Because I realize that pain is temporary. Quitting lasts forever. So that was
that really is so powerful, and that's why I wanted you to tell it, because a lot of people will look at you and think, oh, she don't know my struggle. We look at people and we feel like they don't understand, and you think that they gotta out, they think they're this or that. So now you harboring and holding on and say, well, they had an easy life and you're struggling to forgive, but you don't never know what you're looking at or who you're looking at. And so we have to look at our own selves and find our own forgiveness. We have to find our own healing. I saw, somebody said it's time to heal in the comments. It went somewhere, but it's time to heal. It's time to forgive. I mean, every time it makes me tear up, because what did you say? You were 30 years old when you got your GED.
Yes.
This happened when you were in the what grade?
I was entering the 8th grade. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I didn't finish the 8th grade. I went to the 7th grade. I completed the 7th grade. Yeah.
And she didn't think it was too late. She didn't give up. 30 years old, had kids, got her GED, went back to school, got a bachelor's, and got a what?
My master's.
A master's.
Yes.
So it's never too late. It's never too much. And we can do hard things. That's a story. Yes. And that's something serious. Like she said, this was all over the news, all in the paper, plastered everywhere. And she's here today to tell that story. Yeah. God gave her the strength, the grace, all of that.
Yes. And Ms. Ella, I just want to thank you for sharing your story, because there's so many of us, me included, where there's certain parts of our story that brings embarrassment and we don't share it because of shame, embarrassment, or whatever else. And I've often told people in different phases of my life that their story helped me or their story saved me. So I have to think about it in terms of some of my experiences that may help or save someone else. Yeah. So thank you again for sharing your story. And it's a true testament to when you say it's never too late. It's never too late, because there's somebody that's under the sound of our voices this evening that's probably thinking, yeah, it's probably too late for me to do such and such. But just listen to Miss Ella's story. Miss Ella can do it. So can you. So can I. Whatever that thing is, that thing is that you're doubting, just go after it. And there's one saying, I've actually said it several times today in different capacities. You never know what you can do or what will work if you don't try.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And Latoya, just the fact of you showing up and telling your story, and it was just like in the middle of the story. And so that was a healing process. It was a forgiving process for you. And sometimes when we're struggling to to get through our situation, go to writing. Maybe even if you don't have a book or you're not trying to put a book out, but just writing it out, getting it out, processing. That is a way to process. And Latoya will tell you that's what she got on in the middle, smack dab in the middle, in a hard space.
Yes.
Mhm.
And she was able to just come out of her situation beautifully.
Yeah. You know, one thing when we think about healing, choosing to reclaim your peace without waiting on their punishment. And then another thing, healing is walking away and declaring, this is beneath me. So I had to get there. It didn't happen right away. And we all know that, right? It's not like, oh, next day everything was fine. I continued to live in that truth and that mistaken belief that I was worthy to receive that type of mistreatment in my life. And people, even my oldest son, he said, well, Mom, why didn't you leave? I said, I didn't know I could.
Mm. Mm.
There was no bars on the windows. There was nothing keeping me from walking away. I kept myself in that place. I prisoned myself in my mind with fear that he was going to hurt me if I left. And so I lived in that. But healing is knowing there's silence. Their silence isn't your closure either. And their apology is freedom. And I stand on that. And later on, they did apologize to me. And I thought that was really beautiful. But later on, they came back and did something else. And I said, I can't be in that person's life. You're cut off permanently.
Absolutely.
And so we have to know that. We have to know when people need to be out of our life for good.
Absolutely. That was probably one of the best decisions you ever made.
Oh, I did.
To do that. And just so proud of that decision. So as we move forward, and this is to everybody, do you ever notice or get in spaces and places where there are moments where unforgiveness tries to creep back in, even though you've done the work? And how do you handle it when it tries to creep back in? How do you handle that?
Well, I don't deal with creepers. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I do not.
Good, yeah.
I do not. I just maybe that's something that I don't deal with the creepers. I can't.
Okay. It's what it is.
It is. You know, I think also when we know what to do, because see, Gail, that's a tool that you already know. That's a boundary that you have in place. I don't have to go back there and deal with that. But when we don't know, we don't know. So we can't use any of these things if we're not unaware of how to reclaim our peace and use our power. And so having platforms like this really helps people to say, oh, wow, I can use this, or I can think for myself, or I can, set and learn new ways to deal with unforgiveness as it comes up. And knowing that in addition, I can begin to ask. I can begin to get in front of that mirror and begin to release these things. How do I learn to forgive, God? How help me with this. Tools to freedom to help me get to a place where I can release, because I no longer want to claim this pain in my body and I don't want to suffer anymore. And so suffering means that we're still nestled all in this offense that has happened to us. And how can we work at that? By using our power first of saying, I forgive myself. And I mentioned that last week too, because a lot of times we forget to say, I forgive you. I forgive you, Ella, for allowing that to even happen. I forgive you for not finishing school. I loved school. And so as we do that, we have to release what we feel about ourselves.
Yes, I
And
love that. I love it, love it, love it. One of the things with me, I don't look for apologies because I really don't. I don't have plans on accepting them. Usually, that was my thing. Like I'm not looking. I don't care if you never apologize to me. I don't even want it, because I just am in that space where I could care less about the apology. I'm doing better about it now, but and especially I guess I really got that way because so much was done, and I don't want to keep hearing I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It becomes this broken record. Like I'm not about to deal with this anymore. I'm sorry from back in the day started seeming like a lie to me, and I'll take it from that person to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And so I didn't ever have to feel bad or wish for that apology because I wasn't never looking for it.
Looking for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Never looking for it. And today, if I get one, okay, I can accept it. But if I don't get one, okay, I don't care. That's just been my thing. You ain't gotta apologize to me because I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care. I don't care.
I want to say two things based on that. When it comes to forgiveness, and we also talked about boundaries.
Right.
Sometimes we get lenient on our boundaries because we've forgiven, we've done some healing work, and we're thinking that possibly the other person may have as well. So we may be a little bit more lenient on our boundaries, but then we realize that when we let our guard down or be a little flexible, that no, they didn't do the work. And sometimes we have to put our boundaries back up, right? It make me think of the saying where it say, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. But we have to take into account that we've made positive changes based on doing the work and healing and forgiving and all of that. And sometimes our expectations are just too high for others, thinking that maybe they have done the same thing when in actuality they haven't. They really haven't.
That was real good.
That's right. And sometimes when we think about individuals and where they are in their life, it's really a sign of what we need to continue to do. It gives us, otherwise we wouldn't know that we still need to work on the A to Z. It says, when someone shows you that, it says, okay, not only did I let my guards down, but it's okay to let my guards down. But it's also gives me a way to know how to come back and say, what else do I need? What do I need to better me in situations like that? So that I don't feel the pain from that experience. Because if we continue to do the work, we're not going to feel the pain from them because we already know who they are. Now, if they show us something different, then we can work with that.
Yes.
But you already know the snake is a snake. When we pick it up, we know what it's going to do. Right. So we have to learn that in the midst of that, I'm only playing myself kind of, or I'm teaching myself how to experience people when they're not true to who they say they are.
Yeah. That's good.
I think sometimes you want it so bad, like you want this relationship or you want it to work out. So even though you probably know who they are, you in your mind, you praying to God, please, Lord, let them change. God, just let them be who they supposed to be. So this will work out. What do you have to say for that when people are in that space and place?
I think I like to say, open your heart to love, right? For instance, if someone doesn't speak to you, they have no reason not to speak to you, right? We can internalize that to say, well, what did I do? Did I say something the last time we were together? What happened? And we could also look at it to say, I haven't done anything. But that individual, we get to see who they are. As I was saying, They show us who we are. People show us who they are all the time. There's no tricks to it. People show us who they really are, and in that showing us who they are, we can make a choice in how we're going to respond to them.
Mhm.
And we don't have to respond to them on that level just because they treated us a certain way. It
Right.
just happened to me. I said, you know what? I'm going to speak to them anyway. I'm going to say their name so they don't have an excuse not to respond back in front of everyone, because there was no reason whatsoever. I've only been good to that individual. So it just happened. And I said, you know what? I'm not shrinking. I'm not allowing you to zap my power of who I am becoming to fit into your space and place. I'm not doing that. No, I have the power to control this here.
Yes.
So, hello.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Welcome back, Gail.
Welcome back, Gail.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. And one of the things about forgiveness, a lot of times it doesn't happen because people won't be grown. They don't want to have conversations. They going to talk to everybody else, taking it to the phone instead of the throne. We won't have a conversation. We rather just sit up and just let it be weird spaces and places, and we're not going to say nothing.
Mhm.
You know, we have to understand that if we're going to really be doing the thing that God wants us to do, we can't stay mad for life. Is it worth the conversation to you?
Mhm.
Does it mean enough to you to have a conversation, to be grown about it? Or do you just want to keep acting, I'm going to stay to myself. I ain't going to say nothing. They did this to me and you feeling some kind of way.
Mhm.
Have a conversation. I think that will bring about a lot of forgiveness, that will bring about a lot more peace, and open up spaces and places where, sometimes conversations do need to be had because boundaries have been overstepped.
Yeah.
Boundaries maybe have not been put in place. Because
Yeah.
you may be at a space where you need to put those boundaries in place. And so a simple conversation, well, it may not be simple because as grown people, especially grown women,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard conversations.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Not everyone's there because, like you said, they haven't done the work. They haven't done the work. And when you haven't done the work, you can't conversate with people like that. You'll get nowhere. You'll get nowhere. It'll brew into something else. But you can't have those kind of conversations with individuals like that. So you have to do the mature thing for yourself. It's about protecting your peace in your own space, not them. It's not about them in that moment.
Right.
But it's not holding on to it either. Oh, because we feel energy when we walk in the room, we feel the energy big time, but we have to reposition ourselves and start speaking that positive in our mind. The positivity in our mind, it needs to come forth. And it also, we need to have that already on deck. What am I going to say if people start acting funny towards me? What am I going to say to empower myself? We need to have it on your screensaver on your phone. Put it on your screensaver so that you already are equipped. When people say, how do I get there? You get there by practicing.
We're
Practicing.
going to do that tonight. We got some affirmations. Woo.
Oh, that's why I'm here, for the affirmations, because I know they're powerful. But that's what we need. And not just say affirmations, but we need to walk in it.
Yep, you got to walk in it. Hey, and that's the theme for the weekend of greatness, baby. Walk in it.
Oh, come on.
Walk in it, because we do have to walk in it. And that's the whole thing. People don't want to walk in it. They want to walk around it. They want to walk over it. They don't want to walk through it. They want to go every place but through it. And if we aren't walking in that space and place and understanding that it happened and it is what it is, but you're going to get something from it. And like you say, talking and having that, I'm protecting my peace. God, help me to stay peaceful. God, be with me. God, keep my peace. I mean, if you just got to say, peace, 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 be still. I be so loud in my house all the time. And sometimes you just have to do it. People might look at you like really, really crazy or whatever. But whatever you need to do for yourself,
That's right.
not expecting anything from others. Now, if they get it, if they get it, and then eventually, it comes, that's well. And sometimes you need that space. You need that time to process. Like I was saying earlier, like sometimes my mouth's not good. My mouth may not be good, and many times if I'm in a bad space or I'm angry,
Yeah.
I know I'm at this big age, but we all are human. And
Yep.
so sometimes what comes up quickly comes out.
Mhm.
I'm so I have to just say I keep my peace, and I'm proud of myself because I've been really able to keep myself in my mouth. And that's a big deal for me. People that knew me back in the day and know I pop off in a second, I don't do that anymore. And that's huge. And that helps me to really, stay in a space and place of peace. So I'm not doing that. And at this big age, I want to do what's good. I want to do what's right. I want to keep the peace for myself in whatever situation that I might have. And that's the proper thing to do. And then if sometimes I might mess up or make a mistake, I'm quick to go back and reassess. You know what? I have to go back and rethink, what could I have done different? How can I replay this in my head?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we have to choose again.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the methods that I use to help myself to get to another space. I remember I had just had knee surgery and I was not supposed to be driving. I'm a little hard-headed sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was gonna tell you I saw that.
I'm gonna say, you think?
So my son needed to get to work. His car was not working or whatever. And then so he slammed on brakes or something, and I went off. And then he started trying to go back and forth, and I went in even more. And I was so upset because I was already in pain. And I got home and I had to pray. And I chose again. The next day when he asked me to take him to work, the answer was no. Not because I wanted to be mean or anything, but I had to choose again. You going to your job, you need to go get you an Uber. And that way, because I wasn't supposed to be driving, I don't want nobody really holding my car. And that way, I kept my peace. I don't have to deal with that anymore. And if I would have just set the boundaries and followed what the doctor told me to do, I would have been in that anyways.
That's
so
right.
A lot of times when I have these things going on and I do get to a space where I might pop off or something, I have to choose again.
Yeah.
So I try to make sure that I'm going to make some better decisions. And that's one of the things that I've said to myself. Renette, choose again. What could you have done differently? How could you have done that?
How did you get there? How did you get there? Because people need to hear that. How did you get to that place?
I got to that place by doing a lot of reading and listening to certain books, through therapy, talking it out and saying what happened. And the therapist was really proud of me. I said, because I was listening to, I don't know, a book or something, and just talking about just how to calm down, how to rethink. And so they were saying something about rethinking it and this, and I was like, okay, when I rethink, I'm going to choose something different. So I felt like I got to choose again. Okay, I made a mistake, but I'm going to choose again. But it's going to be something different than what I did last time. So every time I get in that space, now I don't even really have to choose again because I choose the first time to do the better thing. And that's to shut up. I know that's my thing to help me to do better. I have to shut up because baby, I don't want to be that person. I'm mature. I try not to argue people down. I'm just being who I am. And one thing people understand about me, I'm gonna be the real. I remember at the school, the employees used to say, "Ooh, whatever come out, Miss Renette mouth, whatever come up, it's coming out. She just don't have no type of filter." I don't want to be that person. So it's very important for me to choose again, to rethink. And I work hard on it. I've worked hard on me for these last years, and I would say the last probably 6 years since about 2019.
That's right.
That one day I was in pain. I think that's what got me. He got me. Yeah, he got me because I went
We
off.
have to know our why you don't want to be like that anymore. You know, people have to put that big why up and say why, and then start writing out your columns why you don't want to live like that anymore, why you don't want to choose to show up to the world like that, and to yourself, to your family.
Yeah,
Um,
all you're doing is stressing yourself out. You're stressing yourself out. You're bringing yourself problems. And depending on what you're doing, especially when you're driving, what if you hit somebody? What, it's all so many things that could happen. Is it really worth it? Is the question you have to ask yourself. Is it worth it? And y'all know my friend Carol. Everybody knows Carol. We love Carol.
yeah, we love
And Carol had a sister-in-law, and she was fussing and arguing. Family thing or whatever. I think it was with her children. She died right there on the spot with an aneurysm. And I think about that so much. Like, you got to make better decisions. I mean, an aneurysm, it was probably already there or whatever, but a lot of times that could have been the one thing that triggered it. So we have to think about
stress triggered it.
So now, like I said, I don't even have to really choose again. But if I do mess up, I'm able to choose again. But I just try to, like I said, I keep my peace by keeping my mouth. And so what is a way that you keep yourself? What do you have to do? Sometimes you got to walk out the room. Sometimes you have to go talk to somebody. You might need to get on the phone. And you need to say your affirmations. What is it that you need to do to keep the peace so that you don't get into this space of arguing and getting into where you can't forgive somebody? And when you open your mouth and you say the wrong thing, it may be a done deal. It may be no forgiveness.
I think it's also it's an accumulation of so many things that we can choose to put in our tool bag to use when we're feeling whatever from people, so that we're not trapped in a revenge. Oh, I need to get her back because she this and that. No, we don't want to live like that. That's the opposite of forgiveness. But what we can also begin to do is, again, practice what's going to serve us best. What is that practice? What does that look like? So we can come up with many different things, maybe in the group, to hold that space, to say what are some things that we can begin to really practice doing, so that when that does happen, that's one thing that we can run to and say, well, if I do that. But Renette, you got yours. Yours is to hold your peace. Don't say anything. That's a part of mine too. I know that I don't have to say the last word anymore. That was me. I have to have the last word, right? But I don't have to have the last word. Who benefits from that? No one. So as you begin to really know thyself, you begin to know how to handle and regulate your emotions.
Absolutely. Latoya, what's your thing? How do you like?
Absolutely.
Well, for me, I have to have solitude, right? So I have to separate myself from the situation, and I have to have solitude, because when I go into, my prayer place, I need to have a clear mind, and I need to be able to listen to what's being, deposited into my spirit at that time. So I have to separate myself from the situation. And I also think about, when we talk about peace, I can remember a time in my life where I thought I was at a peaceful state, right? But then when I actually got to the point where I actually learned what peace was, I'm like, well, what was I doing, all those other years when I thought I was, being peaceful? I was like, no, that wasn't it. This is it. This is it. But even in those situations, I always have to separate myself and have some time of solitude.
I love it. Gail,
Mhm.
I know you kind of just got back on. Are you frozen?
I think she's frozen.
Oh, okay.
Technology.
Got a
Peace.
love-hate relationship.
Excuse me, Renette. I just wanted to chime in reference to peace too, because as I was learning how we cope and handle ourselves through peace, it means that we're in a chaotic place.
Mhm.
Things are popping all around us. But what does that mean for us?
Yeah.
Have we done our work? Then it doesn't disrupt us. And that's the power of living in your peace.
Yeah.
We're not allowing anyone to disrupt us. I was putting that into practice this past weekend. I was like, okay, come on, I need you to still be there, because it might have worked that day, but the next time that it comes up, I might have to, relearn my lessons, use my tools. But I truly believe that we have this innate ability about us to be able to handle our own peace and what that would look like for us. Because peace, like I said, peace means the real peace means you're in a chaotic space. That's the reason why monks go to a place to learn to be quiet
Yeah.
and to live peaceful, because they know when they go out in the world, it's chaotic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, Gail, you're back. That was good, Miss Ella. That was really good, Gail. What is your thing as you are getting angry to get yourself under control? What tools do you use? What's your number one tool?
For me, my number one tool is to lean into the stillness. When knowing when I need to be still, when I'm being still, I'm still growing. That quiet and still time is for me. It's not for anybody else. It's for me to look at me and choose what I'm going to give my energy to, and also accompany grace with the peace that I'm choosing for myself. And when I say grace, I give grace to whomever, give them the grace to be where they are. If they never change, never say another word to me again in my life, if I never see them again, give them the grace to be where they are and give myself the peace to leave them there,
Yeah.
because I have
Absolutely.
to live with me. So my
Yeah.
peace is truly, truly priceless. And I
Mhm.
want that. And the more peace I experience, the more I want it. And the more the peace is more important to me than salvaging, fixing, patching, whatever offense or whatever got me riled up or upset me. Because baby, I used to go 0 to 60 in no time. And when I realized that that was only diluting me as a person, and it was draining my energy and it was exhausting. So when my peace and what I feel, I don't want nothing but that and then some.
Mhm.
Anything else, I'm gonna give you the grace to be where you at, and I'm gonna give myself the peace to leave your ass there. I don't need it. I need my peace more than I
I
need
love it.
anything.
That's
I
what I'm
love it.
saying. And
Yes.
that I really love, Gail, you
Yeah.
said looking at yourself, because a lot of times when people
Mhm.
have, they're going off, they ready to pop off, they're not looking at nobody else.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm sorry, they looking at everybody else. That's what I meant
But
to say.
themselves.
Everybody else
Everybody else.
but themselves.
Mhm.
They did, and they did, and they never you,
Mhm.
but they. So that is a really great point
Mhm.
to look at yourself, because most of the time we've got to get our story out, like Coach Ella said, we got to have the last word, and
Mhm.
if you don't get your last word in, it ain't gonna be over.
That's right.
And so when we choose to look at ourselves, introspect,
Mhm.
retrospect,
Mm-hmm.
it makes a big difference. So
That's
that's one of the big
Mhm.
tools, to look at yourself first. What was my part in it? And that's
yeah.
when I'm coaching and I'm talking to people and I'm kind of angry. I'll be like, so what part did you play? Because they tell me about everybody else.
That's right.
She
That's right.
did this, and then
Mm-hmm.
no. Well,
Mm-hmm.
so what? Now, what was your part? And
That's
they
right.
have to really think about that. And many times when people are in a space and place where they're upset or they're angry, they're not thinking about that what they did. They're not thinking they did anything. They're
Right.
pointing fingers. And
And
you
it's so true for us to,
Mhm.
Latoya was saying, it's a part of doing that work. So if we're mirroring someone else's mess just because they threw it at us, That's not how we're going to continue to use our own power and be in alignment with God's word. We have to learn to use our mind. We're more powerful than we give ourselves credit at times.
Absolutely.
So we return that
Absolutely.
instead of, I believe in return to center energy. We don't want to do that. I don't want to return what you just gave me. That's the reason why just this past weekend, I didn't want to return what she was giving out to me. We stopping that. It stops here. I'm not rolling like that no more.
Right.
So we have to put on your big girl panties. That's what we knew, or britches. We need to pick up no panties. We need to put up panties and keep it moving. Let me show you who I am. No, let me show you who I am, so that you can see. I'm not going that low. I'm not giving you the dirt. I'm giving you the love, the light.
I love that. This has been so powerful. We have some affirmations that and if y'all have any that you kind of stand on, I'm gonna say a couple of them. And one is, and we talked about this, I free myself when I forgive myself, and my freedom is non-negotiable. And we really have to understand that your freedom is non-negotiable. I free myself when I forgive myself, and my freedom is non-negotiable. Another one is, I am no longer defined by my wounds or my hurt, but I'm now defined by my wisdom. Because if we have wisdom and we use it at this big spicy age, it's going to make a difference. I am no longer defined by my wounds or my hurt, but by my wisdom. I forgive without forgetting my worth.
Yeah.
I forgive without forgetting my worth. That's very, very important, because a lot of times people feel like, oh, I forgave them, but I really shouldn't have, and now I'm less than. No, we have to forgive and remember who we are, so we don't ever forgive without understanding that we are still worthy.
That's right.
We have to do that. This is one that I love and that I want to see. Forgiveness is my shield of peace and my crown of power.
That's beautiful.
Forgiveness is my shield of peace and my crown of power. What do y'all want to throw in there as far as affirmations are saying? Affirmations go.
Forgiveness is my superpower, my freedom, and my healing. That's one.
Forgiveness is my superpower, my freedom, and my healing.
And I often say to myself that I love myself enough to forgive myself.
I love it. I love myself enough to forgive myself.
Yes. Yes. That right there. And here's one thing too. Latoya, go ahead. But if I could do the Ho'oponopono forgiveness prayer.
Yes.
Okay.
Latoya, you want to?
Yeah. So one that I would add is, I am worthy. I am
Yes.
worthy. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have peace because I said so. I say that all the time. I'm gonna have peace because I said so.
Yes.
Let's hear the Ho'oponopono prayer. I haven't heard that before. Have y'all? Y'all heard that before?
I have not that I recall.
Huh?
I said I have not that I recall.
We learning something tonight. I think I've learned. This has helped me a lot.
This is very soothing for your spirit. It's something that you can say for yourself. It doesn't have to be towards someone else. It's an ancient Hawaiian prayer to help the community to forgive one another. And so if you can use it for yourself over and over again, because Gail, you reminded me of that when you said how you use that quote it's kind of like a prayer. Affirmations can be prayers for us.
Mhm.
So the Ho'oponopono prayer is, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you repeat it over and over. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please
Please
forgive.
forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love
I love you.
And the power of this prayer is sometimes, we go to bed, we do whatever, but maybe we just left something undone. You can wake up and you feel it in your spirit. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
That is powerful.
Very.
I love that. I love that so much. And so as we get ready to close out, this was super, super powerful. And we want to close out again with the breath and making sure that we leave right. And we want to say our spicy serenity prayer, the spicy version. So if we could just, like I said, relax. I don't want to have any rules either. Just be in a space to really relax. And let's go ahead and inhale and hold it. Hold it. Think about peaceful things. Think about forgiveness. Think about peace. And exhale. As you exhale, I want you all to say this: God, grant me the serenity.
God, grant me the serenity.
God, grant me the serenity.
The peace to release what I can't control.
The peace to release what I can't
To
control.
release what I can't control.
And let's inhale and hold that. Let it out. God, give me the fire to boldly change what I can.
God,
God, give me the fire to boldly change what I can.
And the wisdom to know when to let go, glow, and grow.
And
the wisdom to know
When
to let go,
when to let go,
glow,
grow, and glow.
glow, and grow. I love
let's
it.
inhale that. Remember those words. Hold it. Think about it. Glow and grow. We have to let go to do that. Let it out. And lastly, I choose peace over petty. Y'all want to say it?
I choose
I
peace
choose peace over
over
petty.
pain,
Freedom over fear.
freedom over
Freedom
fear,
over fear.
And purpose over pain.
and purpose
Purpose over
pain.
pain.
Every time. And I choose to be spicy.
Every time,
Every
and
time I
to be
choose to
spicy.
be spicy.
Let's inhale and receive that. We choose peace over petty, and freedom over fear, and purpose over pain. Every time, because we're spicy. Let it out. Let it out. God is good. We have
All
to
the time.
forgive. That's how when we forgive, it allows us to live.
Yes.
And so that's how we have to choose to make better choices to forgive so that we can live in the space of peace.
Yes.
This was amazing.
You're very
So
welcome.
amazing.
You're very welcome, everyone. You're very
Thank
welcome.
you again, Coach Ella. Don't go anywhere.
Yes, I'm
We
here.
love you, Coach Ella.
Yes. When we click off, don't go anywhere. okay?
I love
We
you.
give you a special thank you. We really appreciate it. We thank y'all so much for joining us. We hope that y'all got a lot from this. I mean, I feel like, ooh, needed those breathing techniques. Awesome. Thank you. This was powerful. Y'all had some great techniques. I love them all. And you all, whatever techniques and tools you have, go to our Spicy page. Put them in there because we can use all the tools in the box that we can get. So go to the Spicy page under this podcast and put those tools in the box. Okay? So we want to know. We want to know.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Cece.
Yes, thank you, Cece. Oh, thank y'all so much for rocking and rolling
Thank
with
you,
us.
Simply.
Yes, thank you, Simply.
Thank you,
And
Simply.
Simply always says, as the fight up. So as we are forgiving people, we gotta do that fight up so that we can make it happen beautifully. Okay? All right, all right. Hey, Tony. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Good night. Y'all have a wonderful week. We love y'all. And y'all invite friends. Tell them about this. Like our page. Share it out. And we hope to see y'all again on next Thursday. It's going to be good. We have Nurse Sherry. She will be here. We're going to be talking about some great things as we get older and become spicier. Don't miss it.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.